if your math scores came back looking ugly, you probably made these mistakes. And if you're wondering why your math results do not match how hard you studied, well, here's why. So in this video, we're going to be covering the top 5 mistakes that are keeping your math marks low, starting with number 1. So in this example, say we have 2x plus 16 over 2. Now, you're probably thinking that the easiest way to deal with this is to simply cancel out this 2 and remain with x plus 16 as your answer. Well, this is incorrect, as you cannot just divide and ignore that number. So the best way to do this is to separate this as follows. So this expression is just the same as 2x over 2 plus 16 over 2, as they both have the same denominator, so we can divide. So 2x divided by 2, that now cancels that, so we have x plus 16 divided by 2 is 8, and this is the correct way to do it. Another way to do it will be to simply factor it as follows. So we can simply rewrite the numerator as 2 open brackets x plus 8 all over 2. And after factoring it out like this, we can cancel the 2 and remain with x plus 8. And this is how you earn your score. Easy. Moving on to the next common mistake. Now for this one, you're probably thinking, it's easy. Negative 7 squared should simply be positive 49. And you're wondering where the mistake is. Well, the mistake is that this negative is not part of the base, as it's not in the brackets with it. Okay, so this is simply the same as negative 1 times 7 squared. And this 7 squared is 49. Multiplied by that negative 1, it will make it negative 49. And this is the proper way to do it. Here's the difference. As you can see, if it was negative 7 squared, then it simply means we are going to square everything that's in the bracket. So this is going to be negative 7 times negative 7. And this will end up giving us positive 49. So you see the difference. Make sure you keep track of it now that you know the right way to do it. Moving on to mistake number 3. Okay, and just by looking at it, I feel like you already know what the mistake is here. If you cannot see what the mistake will be, well, here's what most people will do. They'll simply say this is equals to x squared minus y squared. And this is a terrible way to do math, as you cannot simply distribute exponents like that. Whenever you have x minus y squared, it simply means you multiply this by itself. So this is the proper way to do it. X minus y multiplied by x minus y. That's what this squared means. You multiply the base by itself. Then from here we can expand it. So we'll end up with x times x, that's x squared, minus x times y, that's x, y, okay, minus negative y times x, that's xy again, negative y times negative y, that gives us positive y squared. And from here, our final answer will be x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. And this is the correct way to do it. This is how you earn your marks. Okay, moving on to mistake number 4. Now, what do you think is the answer here? Take a second and think about it. The square root of 20 plus the square root of 45. Well, if you thought the answer was 8, that is wrong. Okay, you cannot simply add numbers within a square root. So here's what it should be instead. We need to rewrite these as follows. So we'll start by simplifying it as 4 times 5, okay, plus root 45 can be rewritten as the square root of 9 times 5, and we can further simplify it as follows. So we know that the square root of 4 is 2 root 5 plus the square root of 9 is 3 root 5. And now you notice that we have root 5 on both terms. So these are like terms. They are both apples. So we can add them. So we'll simply add this 2 and that 3, which gives us 5 root 5. Okay, but this is not our final answer, as we need to put this into this format. So here's how we'll do it. We'll simply put this back into the root by squaring it. So 5 squared is 25, okay, times 5. And we know that 25 times 5 is 125. So our answer here is C. And that's how you do it without missing points, without losing marks. Okay, so here is the next question. Say we have 2 to the power of 18 plus 2 to the power of 18. What will your answer be? Take a second and think about it. Will it be A, B, or C? Well, if you say it A, that is wrong. And if you say it C, that is also incorrect. Now, here is why. Now, as you can see, we cannot simply add numbers with exponents, okay? We cannot simply add in the situation. What we need to do is simplify it, okay? Rewrite it as follows. So, this is just the same as 2 times 2 to the power of 18, okay? So we simply change this into this format, okay? So now we're multiplying numbers with the same basis, and we know that whenever we are multiplying numbers with the same basis, we add the exponents, okay? So this is going to be 2 to the power of 1. So it's going to end up as 2 to the power of 18 plus 1, and your answer will be 2 to the power of 19, and this is the correct way to do this. Study your laws of exponents, guys. Okay, here is this equation over here. Now, what do you think the answer will be? Is x going to be equals to 7 or 0 or both? Take a second and think about this. Now, if you said x is equals to 7, well, that is wrong. Most people will simply divide both sides by x. So that will cancel that squared, and x is equals to 7. Well, this is not the correct way to do it. The best way to do this is we have x squared is equals to 7x. So we'll simply take this over to the next side. So we'll end up with x squared minus 7x equals to 0. And from here we can factor it out and end up with x, open brackets, x minus 7. And from here we can solve. So x can either be 0 or x minus 7 equals to 0. So this is what we'll end up with. We'll take that to the other side and end up with 7. So we have two solutions here. So the answer is both. X could be 0 or x could be 7. Now, if you found this helpful, leave a like and subscribe. And take note of these mistakes so you do not make them on your next test paper. Thanks for watching.